give it up for Liz Kelly!
Got some Atlanta in my past. Had to play it. All right, now that I've done that, I have a question for everybody. When you think about it, isn't every woman of a certain age? Throwing it out there. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a year. It's been a year, and I don't mean to get too topical, but I am talking about me. I broke up with my husband recently. Yeah, you don't have to react. That's fine. Because we're fine. We're totally fine, honestly. But for a while there was like a whole legal thing. But yeah, it really wasn't that bad. When you think about it, we got lucky. We didn't have to make a lot of decisions that a lot of other married couples have to make getting a divorce. I mean, even though we were together for 10 years and we really tried, we never had any assets. So it really went a lot smoother than it could have. I had to go back down south recently. Had to go home. Anybody here from down south? Yeah. What's up with the iced tea up here? We'll talk later. But yeah, I had to go back to the Smokies in North Carolina to see my family and to remember my Aunt Margaret. We had a remembrance ceremony for her. I used to spend summers with her as a kid, and she was an amazing woman. I kind of wanted to talk about her because I don't know, they don't make them like her anymore. She was one of a kind. Just this mountain mama, a dedicated and prolific smoker. I think that's why they were called the Rockies, because of all the smoke that came out of her. She put it there because the habit made her voice into this sandpaper kind of consistency. But she'd say the most folksy things in this voice. Things like, Liz, now there's a time to romp and there's a time to stop. It behooves you to learn the difference sooner rather than later. She lived in a place called Slap-a-Dap Gap there in North Carolina. It's a real name. No, but there actually is, like, a gap is a technical geological term. So, TYL, today you learned. It is, you can look it up. Not quite a holler, not quite a pass. More like a little dip in the hills. And coincidentally, that's how you could describe most of the people that live there. But not my Aunt Margaret. No, she was sharp as a tack right until the day she left us. Yeah, she worked her whole life, maintained her family land and her ancestral home, a geodesic dome that her grandfather had built by hand from a kit he had mail ordered through a Sears Roebuck catalog. She stayed there, living honest, an independent woman. She's by herself, but she wasn't lonely. She wasn't alone. She had her neighbors, the Colby Styles, who she hated, but and her chickens, show chickens, which she bred and loved. She ate their eggs. She had her kudzu. She had a kudzu. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, kudzu pretty much covered all of Slap-a-Dap. Like, and if you don't know, that's what kudzu does. It's this invasive species, like this vine that just gets out of control, and then it grows and it envelops trees, telephone poles, shacks. In some cases, in this case, hearts. My Aunt Margaret was fascinated by this vine, this nuisance plant that no one seemed to know what to do with. But it sparked within her an industrial thrust. And she decided, right there, she was going to start her own business, sourcing kudzu to make paper for poor children It was labor-intensive work. There wasn't a whole lot that she got out of it, you know what I mean? But she would say, what the good Lord else am I doing? Anything I'm doing can be done making kudzu paper. And she was right. She sourced the fibers. She built the mill. She made a mark on the land. She raised the forest. And she got a lot of pride out of helping those kids who needed notebooks. I mean, the paper was terrible. It was really bad for writing. Pretty much the second you took a pencil to it, it would just rip instantly. The kids hated it. But she gave it to them for free. And, it worked out for her, what with taxes and the government and subsidies and stuff. She ended up turning a profit. You can do that. And she got audited all the time, but she was very, very good with business. She was smart, always made sure to keep 2 sets of books. Right? It all seemed like it was going so well. But then the Colby Styles, they opened up their own kudzu mill just across the gap from her. And did that ruffle her feathers? It didn't last long. I mean, the mill burned down pretty quickly after someone doused it in bioethanol fuel sourced from kudzu and then flicked a lit cigarette into it. Of course, Aunt Margaret was a suspect. But then her mill burned down too. And then she was gone. Just like that. Her bank accounts emptied. And so, where she was, she is no longer. And it's a huge, huge change. I mean, none of us really think she's dead. She's probably just taken to the large network of caverns and caves underneath Slap-Dab Gap. Who knows? Not the FBI. They keep asking me. Anyway, she did leave a will. She left me her chickens. And, hey, y'all have chickens here? No, right? No. Yeah. I was like, what am I, it's not something that I was prepared or zoned for. Let's just put it that way. And yet, there I was. I'm divorced, and I'm not old, but I am what some people would refer to as over 37. And I'm really trying to get like a lot of life back together, and I just can't be a chicken person at this point in my life. It's not, no. But there they are in my modest rental, and they're mean. There is a pecking order. Guess who's at the top? Jennifer Aniston. Because she has the best feathers. And guess who's not at the top? Me, the person who has the apartment. It got a little rough. And chickens have talons. And I went to the hospital. Oh no. I know. But that's where I got this really good dating site recommended to me, thank goodness. And I met this Ferris wheel operator. And they're so great. They don't judge at all. And I matched with this really, cute one the other week. And he was only in town for a minute, which worked for me. Gone. And he passed along the information of this kind of high-profile show chicken talent agent. And long story short, he's taken them on the road. And I'm, of course, acting as their power of attorney because they can't write their chickens. And it's a responsibility, but I get all the rights and subsidiaries. And so now they're out of my apartment and they're paying for themselves. My medical bills are almost all paid for from the chicken attacks. And and they love being in the spotlight. I gotta say, they're doing great. They're talking about putting together a calendar next year. Guess who's fighting for the May spread? Jennifer. Shocker. Anyway, so I guess everything actually is all right now that I've talked it out with you guys. It's funny. Life's a whirlwind sometimes, but then everything settles and you look around and just see how far you come. Look at me. I'm proof. Or look at my Aunt Margaret. Or look for her. The FBI won't leave me alone. Carnies, hit me up. I've been Liz!
Keep it going for Liz Kelly.